guys, it's GoCarter2 here, and today I'm here with another video. Today is the detailed HTML tutorial. So basically, I'm just going to be going over HTML. So here, right here on the screen, you should see popping up a nice desktop icon. So here is you, this little computer. Here's you. So basically the way the internet works is here's you, and then you go on, and you go, and you connect to the internet using your router, and then you go, and that connects you to the internet and your browser, and then from your browser you connect to another page and the website or the server. You connect to a different server, which is also basically that's just a website. So your website, that's where you sorry, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart. The website on your server, that's where HTML comes in, what we're talking about. So HTML. That's what this whole video is about. So HTML basically. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And a markup language is where you have little tags. So if I can go ahead and show you right here, you have little tags like HTML, and then you go, and you have a head, whatever. That's HTML. That's a markup language. That's, you have a whole bunch of tags and it turns into something. Like, for example, right here. Here is on my GoCarter2 website, and here is the markup. That's markup. It tells the browser what to show. So when you go here, so now we're back here, and here, so it's just telling your browser what to do. So your browser right here does not have a clue what to do until you start typing up on your little computer here, HTML, whatever. So yeah, that's a good whatever. But next we gotta learn. So now that you know what it is, we need to learn how to make it. And we're back. So I'm just gonna delete whatever I already did. So I'm gonna delete this. Alrighty, so we're gonna make a new folder and call it whatever you want. I'm gonna name mine tutorial. Whoops, tutorial. Okay. And then you are going to make a new folder, call it CSS, leave it. Boom. Now you're done. Leave. Just X it out. Don't even need that. Okay, sorry about that. So you're gonna go to your search and open up Notepad. I'm not gonna do this in Notepad. I'm actually going to do this in Notepad++, but it works just fine in Notepad. We need to open a file, or no, we just need a new file. Okay, so I'm doing this as Notepad++. You can do it in regular Notepad. I just prefer Notepad++. It's a really good program. I also have an HTML builder right here, but a little pretty light. Yeah, that's up there. So the first tag we want to do is so an HTML tag is opened with a less than sign and closed with a greater than sign. So yeah, so we have our less than sign, and we type our tag in here. So the first tag is a doc type. We want to set the doc type to HTML and finish with our greater than. So what setting the doc type is, the doc type and setting that to HTML just tells the browser that you're using a modern version of HTML and not some old washed up version like HTML 1 or 2. So you can go ahead and save it to your desktop. And then in your folder, you call it index.html. Must be index.html. So you got to put index.html. That will be your home page. Just click save. So then next you got to open up your HTML tag because it's an HTML document, of course. But I'm actually gonna keep that right there. But so first, after you've opened up your HTML, you must end it. And I don't like to do this until I've gotten all the basic tags in. So the next basic tag is head. This is just, head of your website. And then you have title. This is, if you look here, if you go here, so home. See how right up here it says home? That's the title. So what it says is in your tab bar. One second. I'm gonna put HTML tutorial. Right now I'm just thinking back on my other ones. And we're just gonna close the head. That's okay. And we're gonna open up the body. This is where every little bit of your website goes, is inside that body tag. Now that will actually be displayed. Okay, and then you're gonna end your HTML. And you can go ahead and save that. And then go to your folder. Your folder. Sorry, I don't have this ready. Tutorial. Oh, great. Rename index.html. Yes, I want to change it. There we go. No. Okay. Just gonna open it again. Sorry. Open index.html. Okay. There we go. Now it's as an HTML. There we go. Now that looks correct. Okay. So we can go ahead and go to your folder and then go on here. Usually it's just set so you can go ahead and just open it right up. And look at that, it is. But I'm going to use Chrome because I'm a huge fan of Chrome and not Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer. They both suck in my opinion. Okay. So you're up here, you can see that it says HTML tutorial in my little tab. So there we go. Now we know that that works. And inside your body, you're gonna want a heading. So heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. They're all based on different sizes. Heading 1 being the biggest, heading 1 being the smallest, and least important, heading 1 being the most important. So HTML, and then just make that look good. Control S to save it, and that can be done in Notepad also. And then Control R to refresh, and you can see how it starts big and important and then gets just little and less important. And the sizes of these can be changed, but that'll be a little later into the video that we actually show that. Okay, oops, wrong thing. no, I plus plus. And then the other text tag that we have is P tag. P stands for paragraph. So paragraph. Control S. You can Control R. And then there's the size of your paragraph. And notice how the headings are bolded. The paragraph will not be. I don't know that heading 5 and 6 are actually bolded. But yeah, the paragraph will not automatically bold. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and take that out because we don't need that. And as our H1, we're just going to put HTML tutorial for beginners. And save that, and we can view it and make sure that worked. Okay, worked. Cool. But there's a problem. I feel like HTML, I feel like this should be in the center. So there's a couple ways to do that. I strongly feel this should be in the center. So I'm gonna put it in the center. But how? There's a few ways of doing that. And right now we're just gonna stick to HTML. So the simple way of doing that, and slightly incorrect way, is just using a center tag. And that totally works, but that's kind of the older way of doing stuff. And that's not necessarily the way you want to do it. And I'll show you why later. But that works, you know, now we have this in the center. And shoot, I want it. I think it should be italicized or emphasized. So we could use the I tag, but that's an older tag and I don't encourage it. So I would use the M tag, which stands for emphasis. Because you're really not usually just italicizing stuff to italicize stuff. You have a purpose. And italicis is for emphasis. So I'm just really going to really emphasize the HTML tutorial for beginners. We want it to be emphasized. We want it to be important. And then we go down, you have a paragraph. Oops. Paragraph. Actually, no. So I want a list. Okay. So, you know, you're coding and you have your thing and you want to have a list. You just, you know, the list, the desire to have a list is there. So there's a couple ways to do that. If you want an ordered list or a numbered list, you use the OL tag. If you want an unordered list or a bulleted list, you'd use the UL tag. But if I just type it here and try and save it and refresh it, it doesn't work. It just places it a little further from the end and it doesn't do anything. Okay, that's cool, but I wanted the list. Well, that's because you need to have you need to declare a list item. So list item in this tutorial will be becoming basic HTML. Then you gotta end your list item. Then you have another list item. Sorry. Basic HTML, basic CSS, advanced HTML. And maybe, if we get around to it, a little bit of intermediate CSS. So this is what we're doing in this video. Okay. And let's see how that looks. I think this will look good. Oh, look at that. We have our nice, beautiful list. But say we want to have a link to our website. Well, no. Say I want to have like a link to like a HTML website or something. That can be very easily done using the A tag. And that's just an A and A. But if we use the A tag and we do that, that's not a link. There's no link there. So we have to tell it. So we have to give it an href. And that href is the website, http://www.google.com. And then we have oddly text, and that's Google. Okay. So we have Google. We have a link to Google. That's great. That takes us to Google. Why is because I used 4 W's. Okay, that's good. You know, you can debug it as you're going. So I used 4 W's. That was a mistake. I just correct that and save it again, and then you retry. Boom. Google. This time it actually took me to Google, but I wanted to open it in another tab. So, you know, new tab and open it up Google. Well, the way we do that is we give it a target. So we go target, and we want it to tell it to go to a new page. So we type _blank. And now if we save that and refresh our web page, try this link again. Now it's in a new tab. Now it gives me the link in a new tab. So that's pretty cool. Another thing I forgot to mention is what you put first should already be evident, but what you put first, what you put first in your website is what actually comes first. Why? That gave me the Favicon of my other. Well, that's funny. So so what you put first in here will show up on the top of the web page. So Sal wanted this above our list. All we have to do is copy it, not inside our unordered list. If we go here, and paste it, cut it from down here, cut it. We can go ahead and make this aligned and stuff, just because I'm OCD. And then now Google's above that. That's cool, but we want to make this, we want to start putting some style into this website. That, my friends, is where CSS comes in. First, I'm going to need a paragraph. So let me go ahead, and I'm actually going to do this about frogs. So we're going to change our website to all about frogs. So we want frogs. Okay. And we're going to keep this list up about what we're going to be doing. But then we're going to have a paragraph we can paste. So, paragraph. And then, oh shoot. Let's just do that. Okay, so now we have some information about our frogs. And it's time to give us a little bit of style. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is actually something really cool that I've been working on for a while and finally got to work. A little spoiler, showing and hiding divs. Okay. So I'm actually not sure why there's a little bracket right there, but that's there. Just go ahead and delete that. Okay, so once you got a little bit of information inside your website, you can go ahead and like just press enter whenever you want, so that you can kind of see your whole text and stuff. It's kind of a good thing to do because in this it just pastes in a straight line. So now I kind of have like a paragraph form. All right. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry guys. It just feels so late. So we have so we have this. And then we want to add a little picture of a frog. So that's when we find, oh sorry, I don't have a picture of a frog. Okay, so that's when we go and find a picture of a frog that we really like. So we just Google search for a frog. Then we find one that we like, so we download it. Save image as, and then you gotta go to your folder, your tutorial folder, and you can just save it as frog or whatever. And then once you got that saved, you can go in here and you really want that frog in here. So what are you gonna do? You want the frog to be wrapped around that text. Image source equals frog.jpg. That's the name of the file, and then we want to have an alternate. So if it can't show, we'll just image a frog of frog. And then we want a width, a set width, so we'll set width to a set amount, so we'll set like only a width of 200 pixels. It's pretty small. Okay, end our image. We don't actually have to end an image tag. It's just one straight inline tag. And then now we have a frog, but we said we wanted it to kind of wrap around the text. Well, okay, that is where CSS comes in, and that is where I will be when we come back. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry guys, I just had to go eat dinner. But we were talking about how we may want, well, there. I saved that. Well, now you get a preview of what we're gonna do in a minute. Sorry. Oops. Control S, save. Control R, refresh. Okay, so this is what it looked like before. We technically are not supposed to be using the center tag, even though I kind of taught you the naughty ways. Yeah, center tag is a no-go, but you know, I kind of had to just teach it to you anyways, because it's something that you should know, but not that you should use. So now we have all about frogs in Google, and yeah. So we were talking about how we want to wrap the text around the image so the text kind of flows down through there, and like there's text up here and stuff, and the image just sits there. So the way of doing this is honestly is really easy. So in here we have another attribute, and it's align equals, oh man, I think I spelled that wrong. There. Align equals right, left. You want this to be left if you want it to be on the side, left side. So if we refresh that, now it's on the left side still, and the text just wraps around it, which is really nice. And then say you want it to be over on the right side, right, you just set it to align on the right side, and it aligns on the right side. Woohoo! So we're just going to go ahead and set that back to left. Control S. Make sure that worked. So that's really cool, but I still am missing something. I'm still missing a table. I want a table. I want a table to show like the relatives of frogs. So, table. I forget these. They're very, very hard. Table heading. Okay, so we gotta have a table heading. Yeah, I believe these are right. Okay, so we're gonna want a table heading, which is frogs. Frogs. Then we want another table heading saying relatives. And then we want a table column. Table heading. Alright, forget it, guys. I'm not going to teach you the table because it's not used very widely in HTML. Sorry about that. I'll just cut that out of the video. Okay, we're back. So I want a table, but I'm not going to put it in because the table is not widely used. The HTML table is not widely used. I know I never use it. I'd much rather prefer to do it using CSS and other programs. So, I'm taking the easy way out. But now, so, thing is, I want one of those little things right here that, like, goes up at the top and, has a little image. So first you're gonna need to make your favicon. And this is a great website, just genfavicon.com. And I'm gonna choose a file, and I'm gonna go to my desktop. HTML, desktop tutorial, frog.jpg. I'm gonna use my little froggy as my little favicon. And you can use anything. This is just a really easy website to use. It makes it square and everything for you, and you can just set it. You have to set it to 16 by 16. Yeesh, small. I know. I think that went to my downloads. Let me check. Downloads. Yes, it did. So if I just drag this onto my stay on this page. Sorry. Okay. Now we just. Okay. Now we don't need that page. Sorry. Okay. Favicon.jpg. There we go. That's there. And we need to put it into our tutorial folder. And then, okay. So it's called favicon.jpg. So we need that. So we're going to actually use the link tag. I know, wouldn't that be used for like a web link? No, this links something to your website. So link a reference, relation, style sheet. Image, icon, icon, whatever. I usually use image slash ico, ICO. Type equals link rel equals shortcut icon. Sorry. Okay. Relation equals shortcut icon. I forget this sometimes. I'm really tired. Sorry, guys. But I need to get out an episode today, so I'm recording this and doing it for you guys. So the type is image slash SEO icon or icon, whatever. And then href. Ooh, we're using href again. This is your destination, your name of your file. So favicon.jpg. Go ahead and end that. That is a very advanced. That's a bit of an advanced piece of code right there. That you guys just learned. Woohoo! Congratulations, guys. And you can see here at the top there how you can see the little froggy. Woohoo! Go froggy. Next, we need to give this page a little bit of life. So inside the head tag again, we can go ahead and open up a style tag. Style. Give it a little bit of style. And then we can go ahead and delete it. Sorry, guys. No more style? What are you saying? No, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not saying no more style. I'm saying let's do this professionally. So in order to do this professionally, we're going to have to make a new file. And easy. You're going to have to save the blank file, go into our CSS folder and call it main.css. Whatever you really want. But I'm going to call this main.css. So now we have a CSS file. So the way we do this is we target what we want to change, open up the brackets, and we have a property like color, red. Color, change the text color. Body, we're targeting the body tag and we're opening it up, change the color to red. But is this magically going to work? Heck no, it's not that simple, guys. Come on. You need to go back in here and you need to link another thing. So we're going to link rel equals. This time we're going to do crap. Dang it, guys, I'm having another brain fart. Style sheet. Okay. Sorry. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. Link rel equals style sheet. It's okay to do that, by the way. Type is text slash CSS. And your href is in your folder, so the name of your folder slash name of your file. CSS. Let's save. Now, if we want to go up here, magical, right, guys? We have red text. Isn't that so magical? But did you ever forget? I really wanted this center. I really want this center. So one way we could do that is we could go ahead and we could set the H1s. And we can set the property text align center, which would just align the text in the center of the H1s. And since that's an H1, it'll align in the center. But what if we have a second H1? We don't want that one in the center. What we're going to do is we're going to just delete that. Get rid of that. That's not useful. We need to give this a little property. So we're going to use the span tag and give it a class equals center. Centered. Right? Totally. So a class means that more than one tag can use it. So the class is a way of targeting it. So is an ID. With an ID, only one tag can use it. With a class, as many tags as you want can actually use it. I don't even know if you guys heard that, but in case you didn't, ID and class, two ways of you doing it. That sounded two ways of targeting something. The span of the class with an ID in a class. With the ID, you can only target one item. With a class, you can target a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we want a class for centered. So to target the class, we go dot and then class name. For an ID, we do hashtag. But we want a class. So we're going to go dot centered and text line center. So if we want something to be centered, just give it the class center. Uh-oh. What happened, guys? No, seriously though, what happened? Did I mess this up? Center. You know what I didn't do? I didn't save this. Oops. Save. Now, voila. Now that it's saved, it works again. Woohoo! And then I want to be super fancy. And I want to have this link and this. I want to put this right on this lap over here. Okay? That's how I want to do it. Like how there's like links or lists or whatever on this side sometimes. Over on this right side. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and use this new tag called the div tag. And we're just going to div, and usually you'll use an ID with a div, and usually you'll use a class with a span. Just how stuff works. But so we'll give it an ID of a little right text box. And then end the div so we don't use our whole freaking page. And save it this time. We've got main.css. We can go ahead and target our div. Hashtag right text box. Open this up. Text align again. This time I'm going to want to go on the right. Save it. And if you look at this, this is on the right now. But look at this. Why are these bullet points all the way over here? Well, that's because we need to set the width property. And the width will make it so it doesn't stretch all the way across the screen. So width equals, you can give it a width of 100 pixels, but that's a set width. Why would we do like a set width? Because then it can only be, a certain width. Like, it can't, let me put it this way. Shoot. What did I do here? I totally messed that up. Gotta give it a width. Okay, so we give it a set width. Oh my gosh. Bruh. Sorry guys, I'm forgetting. Oh, great. Oh man, brain fart. Sorry, I forgot. We cannot have an unordered list over there. Whoopsie-doo. So we'll just, I have to leave it on this side. And then, okay, so for this, we're just gonna make this go up there. So right under there. So this will be on the left side. But to let ourselves like organize our stuff, we're gonna set a background color for our new div, our now left text box. So we can change this to left text box. Control S to save it. And then hashtag left text box. hashtags, box. Inside your nice little left text box, I'm gonna make sure we keep the text aligned to the left side. We're gonna set the width to 100 pixels. And then, no, we're gonna set the width to 20 pixels. And you'll notice in a second, so you'll notice now, see how it kind of like goes down? Let's go like this. Okay, let's think of it this way. We want a background color to show this really well. So now it's all funky. We don't want it to be funky. It does not look good, but we still need it to be 20 pixels wide. So we basically, to do this, we have to set an overflow. And this is really easily done. No. So, but what happens when I do a height? 20 pixels, 30 pixels. Now it can only be 20 pixels wide and 30 pixels high. Look what happens. What? The box totally overflows and goes into this. This is not good. This is not stuff we want. I can say it 1,000 times, people still won't figure it out. This is very, very important, so pay attention, peoples. Overflow auto. Control S. Refresh. Problemo solved. Now it doesn't run into everything. But now you can't see it. What's up with that? Well, then your freaking selection's just too dang small. Okay? That's what it is when that happens. They're just things too small. And we're going to actually set this to a percent for the width. So it can take up 20% of the width of the page is how much it can take up. So look at that. Now we don't even need the scroll bars or anything. And it looks good. But why does this text, like, it bumps all the way to the side? Okay, that just looks horrible in my opinion. This is too much. We'll go 12%. And the reason I'm doing a percentage here, a percentage works for an adaptive website. So see, notice how when I make it smaller, the actual box gets smaller. Yeah, that's really nice. And then you can, since you have an auto overflow, eventually it gets so small that you have to, use your little scroll bars to read it. But it still never takes up more and more and more and more in the page, and then overflows off and you cannot see it. That, my friends, is the reasoning behind that. Just full screen that. And I'm just actually going to copy a color real quick. It's okay. So background color, we're gonna set this to color X. Hashtag da 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 da. It's the freaking. Okay, but the text is still bumping up. That's where we were. That can be fixed with this thing called padding. Padding's really nice. Okay, so padding 4 pixels. And I just taught you how to make it up. But I just taught you something meaningless because you don't know how that works. Well, basically, if you go to your dev console, you can see here how there's the margin, border padding, and the center box. So here is your content, okay? And then you have padding. Padding is from the edge of the box. Then you have a border. You can set it so around the outside it looks a certain color. And then on your margin, so that's how far away from other boxes it is. Everything, the starting you learn it, everything in HTML is a box. This A is a box. This, right here is a box. This image, that's a box. This text, even though it's not justified, it's a box. It goes all the way over to here and all the way down and over. It's a box. Okay. So now that I've overstressed that, hopefully I don't get anybody who's making this mistake, can't figure out why they can't put an image right here. It doesn't happen. Okay. You just cannot do this. It's not Photoshop. You can't just drag it and drop it right there because it's a box. You can't put a box inside a can't put a box of the same size inside a box of the same. In HTML, boxes can't go inside of other boxes unless you use a little bit of CSS stuff that we're not getting into today. But yeah, this video is almost over. Sorry about the long time, guys. Yeah. First, I want to just show you guys how to make this text in line with this. So that's very simple. We got create a div ID equals left, no, right text box. You kind of want to have like the same kind of names on all your divs and stuff, which is really nice. That's something to do. But if you go ahead and go to right text box, whoopsies. Hashtag right text box. And sorry guys, we're actually really running out of time. We just gotta set this background color to da. And then set the display inline. That's how you put multiple things in a line. It's display inline. And if we save that, we can go ahead and look. And well, great. I totally effed that up. Crap. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. So, yeah, I just realized what I did. So if you go, so to show you guys what I did, where's my, well, I'm about to run out of battery. I have about 19 minutes left, okay. If I open up a file explorer here, and just go to my documents, coffee cup, my website, CSS, and our main.css. Shoot, if we open that up in the coffee cup HTML builder, we can see that correctly. Open up in CSS, main.css. Okay. So if we see this here, so I have our left box, and that's display inline block. Okay, not inline block. And then we have our right box. Oh, inline block. Okay. That just, that fixes this. That fixes this whole little problem. We can go here, refresh it, and look at that. It's beautiful. It's not messed up. Okay, but what do we have here? This can only take up like 70%. So we gotta set the width to 70%. So it's not so freaking big that it takes up half the screen. And then now, display is in line with the other display. Now, to perfect this, to make it perfect, that takes a little bit of advanced CSS. So I don't actually suggest, making stuff displayed in line. But there's a nice little demonstration of CSS for you guys. If you guys wanted to know more, check out my other videos. In some of my other videos, I go a little bit more in depth with other stuff in CSS. This is just like an introduction to HTML and CSS. We covered basic HTML, basic CSS. We got to a little bit of intermediate HTML and a little bit of an intermediate and a couple little bits of advanced HTML, like our little favicon here. And then we kind of got to a little bit of intermediate CSS. We kind of just jumped right into it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on Thursday. Probably my Thursday video is going to be a Minecraft SG video. I know you viewers probably watching this one don't care about it, but thanks for watching anyway, and I will see you in the next video.